Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Sandeep Walia, Head of the Department, University Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Chandigarh University. Today, we are going to discuss the module Introductory Ideas of Slum Tourism under the paper Special Interest Tourism. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the definition and concept and historical evolution of slum tourism. They will also know about the various nomenclature of slum tourism prevailing in the world. The students will also be able to understand the driving force behind promoting slum tourism in India. They will also come to know about the controversies in slum tourism. The students will also analyze the real impact of slum tourism. Dear students, tourism is the only industry which is full of mysterious services and products. The important reason behind it is its customers who have diverse motivation for tourism. If we consider the examples of some of the emerging tourism products like dark tourism, ghost tourism, ghetto tourism, green tourism, pink tourism, white tourism, blue tourism, etc. All these concepts are emerged out of the needs of the travelers who are visiting a particular destination because of their choice of the product. The concept of slum tourism seems to be a new phenomenon in the world of tourism history, which has been derived from the need of anthropologist segment. The concepts like museum, beach, resort have become obsolete and people are inclined towards some antithesis type of destinations like slums. Off-beaten tracks, no-go zones, limited resources, narrow passage, less amenities. A similar pattern of house with least in-house facilities have now become a bona fide center of attraction for many tourists who are fulfilling their choice of special interest tourism. Slum tourism is considered as a laboratory where the relationships and interactions between the global north and south appear as micro-sociological encounters framed by the apparent concern over inequality. Beyond questioning the ways in which participants shape the encounters in slum tourism, structural implications and conditions come to the force. Thus, spatial inequality influences opportunities and hinders governance solution to manage slum tourism operations. Evidence has been found for the use of slum tourism in urban development and more widely in the commoditization of global care and humanitarian regimes. Research has also pointed to the ethical implications of anesthetizing poverty in humanitarian aid performances and the troubles of the on-the-ground political engagement in a seemingly post-ideological era. Dear students, let us take the definition, concept, historical evolution and current scenario of slum tourism. Slum tourism or ghetto tourism is a special interest tourism that involves visiting impoverished areas. This is also described as niche tourism fulfilling the need of some special segment of tourists. Earlier, this concept was focused on the slums of London and Manhattan till the 19th century. But the concept slum tourism is now increasingly prominent in many places including South Africa, India, Brazil, Kenya, Indonesia and others. The nomenclature of slum tourism is very vast. It has been denoted as a township, ghetto, a slum, a shanty town, a barrio, a favela and typical improvised place for visitors. The concept of establishing slums record back to 19th century when the middle and upper class of people heading to the east end of London, which was infested with poor class of people, and later they were introduced as slums. This particular term called slumming was edited in the Oxford English Dictionary in the year 1884. In London, people used to visit slum areas such as Whitechapel or Shoreditch to observe the quality of life which the inhabitants were enjoying. By the era of 1880, it became a fashion among wealthier people in New York City to visit the areas of Bowery and the Five Points, which were the prominent places for poor immigrants, just to see how they live. In South Africa in the year 1980, organized tours were conducted by the black residents to the townships of white people to educate them in terms of local government. Such tours got popularized and attracted international tourists who wanted to learn more about apartheid. By the end of the decade 1990, the organized tours were started for the most disadvantaged era of the developing and developed countries, and later they were called as slums. Renowned travel companies came forward to promote slum tourism, and as an estimate in Cape Town, an approximately of more than 3 lakh tourists visit every year to view the slums. In India, added advantage of slum tourism came in the year 2008 when movie called Slumdog Millionaire released and Mumbai became the hub of slum tourism. Meanwhile, some more adventurous travelers attracted towards new destinations like Lower East of Manhattan and place of anti-apartheid movement of South Africa. Now these places have been developed into formalized commercial offering as slum tourism. In modern times, the concept of slum tourism has been turned into the legitimate part of travel industry, attracting millions of tourists per year. Tour operators are attracted towards its huge potential which it encompasses, and as a result, special destinations have been identified and marketed by the tour operators. The major attractions including into the category of slum tourism is the township of the Cape Town and Johannesburg, the favela of Rio, the slums of Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Delhi, skid rows of Los Angeles, Detroit, Copenhagen and Berlin. Let us discuss nomenclature of slum tourism prevailing in the world. The distinguished feature of slum tourism is that it is mainly performed in the urban areas of developing and developed countries, which are having different names. Some of the common names similar to slum tourism prevailing in the world are discussed as follows. The first one is the township tourism. This type of tourism was prevailed in South Africa and Namibia. As we know, township tourism came into existence because of apartheid and racial segregation. South African settlements are divided into many forms like wealthy, white suburbs and poor. Historically, black townships are center of attractions for many tourists. The second one is favela tourism. Meaning of favela is a shanty town in or near a city. The concept favela tourism is available in Brazil. This is also a motive for travelers. The third one is the slum tourism. This concept is attached with India and the famous place is the Dharavai in the Mumbai. The concept get popularized in the year 2008 when a movie called Slumdog Millionaire was released. The fourth one is the hidden tours. This type of tourism is available in Jakarta, Indonesia by the name Batavia Jakarta Tour. This tourism is volunteer in nature because the travel companies involved in promoting hidden tours in Jakarta claim that 50% share goes to the locals in making them educated, empowering and bringing out them from emergency situations. They also urge that those who want to donate generously, they can bring pencil boxes, books, soaps, second-hand clothes, toys, etc. for the kids of the village. The fifth one is the social and religious divisions. A combination of political, religious and social differences plus the threat of intercommunal tensions and violence has led to widespread self-segregation of the two communities. Catholics and Protestants led largely separate lives in a situation that some have dubbed self-imposed apartheid. Examples are New York City and Belfast, Northern Ireland, in which travelers are visiting the area because of remembering the incidents of the past happenings. The next and the sixth one is the ghetto tourism. The concept of ghetto as a tourism product was conceived in the year 2005 by Michael Stephens. The Oxford Dictionary defines ghettos as a section of a city, especially a thickly populated slum area inhabited predominantly by members of an ethnic or other minority group, often as a result of social or economic restrictions, pressures, or hardships. Ghetto is also represented with urban tourism and stresses movement to certain destinations made famous by popular artists. Ghetto tourism inculcates all forms of entertainment like music, rap, video games, movies, television, and other gadgets that allow travelers to be there in the inner city without leaving home. It also gives opportunity to travelers to cross the boundaries based on caste, creed, race, and color and enjoys the lifestyle of others. The next one is the motive behind visiting slum area. So far as perspectives of visitors are concerned, there is not any specific reason to visit slums. There are few tourists who are interested in understanding the living pattern of slum residents. Anthropologists see them as a homeless people and whether they face any discrimination from the local government and those with a permanent housing, while the researchers come with a motivation to study the social welfare policies run by the government and are being implemented. However, through various motivations, it has been described in the following manners. The first one is the homeless people. A slum as a resident is chosen by the persons who are unable to afford a house on rent. The slum as option is fit for persons who are less educated, looking for a job of less salary package, working in the factories for whole day and in the end of the day needs a place to sleep. A house in slum area is nothing but a compact cell with minimum facilities. The second one is how do they live and what are their life stories. Every house in a slum area has an untold story to share. The basic motive of a traveler is to know their standard of life and what made the people to reside in the slum area. The curiosity of watching something new has motivated travelers to visit such slum areas. The next one is the discrimination which they face from local government and those with permanent housing. The establishment of slum area has been found to be on government protected land. This land was about to be used in near future for government need. The unauthorized people encroached the area and slowly and gradually it was converted into a slum. Being unauthorized in nature, the government has no initiative for their betterment. That is, no power connection, no sewage treatment and many more facilities which are not there. Then the next is social issues and concern of general human condition. In these slums, the basic need required for a human being is completely missing. The need of hygiene and sanitation, drinking water facility, electricity is minimum requirement, but in slums all these are absent. Then there is inequality in development. The development procedure is always hindered as these slums are considered to be unauthorized and always on the radar of the government. When the development part comes, the government least focus on these slum areas. Reason being, the government does not find any source of revenue from these areas and people are using resources which are illegal. London coincided with the advent of a new technology called photography. Seeing images of some of these areas provoke the desire in many outsiders to go and see them for themselves. Every mediated picture seems to create more desire to actually see for yourself. Few tour operators are of this view that the film Slumdog Millionaire has a massive impact on Mumbai tourism because more visitors started visiting Dharavi, which is world's largest slum area. Although the tours to Dharavi was a common activity, but the film increased the popularity of the place and become a place of reference for what people has witnessed. Writers are adding extra taste to this new emerging form of tourism. They are using media as a tool to propagate the attraction. They discuss, rate the place, and hence do electronic word of mouth publicity, and sometimes recommending or referring the destination on any travel portal is one of the best example of showing the destination. Dear students, let us discuss about some push factors. The factors like social comparison, entertainment, education, or self-actualization have a big role in motivating tourists to slum areas. There are few tourists who often visit slums to put their life in perspective. It has also been observed as perpetuated social motivation to do some good job for the society and moreover political demands for greater social justice. The next is poor, dirty and dangerous. The main attraction of the slum tourism is its poor inhabitants, dirty climate and dangerous in nature, which in terms of tourism it is some sort of risk-taking activity. An attempt to attract visitors, investors, cultural producers, media and civil society organizations. The slum tourism binds together various people who have a common interest. This includes visitors, investors whose interest lies in investment into slum areas. Cultural producers work as entertainers. Media people propagate the destination through its magazine and travel writing. And civil society performs volunteer activities in uplifting slums in terms of education, hygiene, sanitation and employment, etc. Then the question rises that what does happen on slum tours? As the name suggests, the image which comes in front of us is an area full of defense, populated, unplanned houses, narrow passages, small room covered with tin shed, glass shed or concrete shed, roof kissing each other home, unhealthy and unhygienic area with a lot of overflowing water, houseflies, environment full of foul smelling litters are found. The sun rays striving for to reach the ground and people residing in the locality with least form of amenities. Obviously, the only reason to visit slum is the lifestyle of its inhabitants. The difference between a normal human colony and a slum lies in the fact that a government-approved human colonies survive with modern facilities of sewage, cleanliness, parking area, greenery, people with civic sense, a designated area with a periphery or protected wall. While in a slum all these are absent and the residents are left with their own way to manage. Hence, we can see a sheer evidence of negligence from the part of government and non-government organizations. But above all, it is lively and vibrant. The majority of the tourists usually visit slums to get the information about various project sites which are running for the sake of welfare of the community. The best examples of such projects are like schools running to educate the children residing in the slum area, other educational centers for adults, projects like compost feces to produce gas for cooking and projects caring for orphanages. The significance of these sites lies in the facts that tourists choose to visit for getting the first-hand information about the ongoing projects for the betterment of the community and sometimes share their suggestions as to how they can lend their support if required in the near future. Another aspect of visiting slum area is its entrepreneurships. Here the visitors are shown the places of business, how people work and how people perform small but very successful business endeavors. Dear students, let us discuss some of the controversies in the slum tourism. Any emerging form of tourism has always attracted a criticism. Slum tourism is not an exception. This form of tourism has seen criticism in both ways, that is, from the host sides and the guest sides. There are a number of questions which have emerged because of introduction of this unique tourism product. Does this form of tourism have any scope? What made us to introduce it as a tourism product? What will be the image of countries offering slum tourism? Who will be the participants? What will be the offerings for tourists, and so many. A group of researchers is of this opinion that a tourist who is coming for leisure and pleasure motive, showing him or her slum tourism area may spoil his or her whole enjoyment of the trip. The anthropologists are of the view that slums should be refraining from all touristic activities because this may lead towards a separate ideology about India and the image which India has gained in the world in the field of technology, education, rich heritage and culture, economy, etc. will be gone in an instance and the negative image will be spread. Mumbai or Delhi are known as metropolitan cities of India and are role model for other cities. And no doubt, the package tours organized for slum tourism is a curse to Indian society. Promoting slum tourism means turning scarcity and poverty into entertainment, something that can be experienced for a short while and escaping from the place. There are comments from the slums that when a photograph is clicked by the tourist, the chance of exposure of hidden treasure that lies in slums goes high. The term ghetto tourism is a synonym to the slum, which denotes drugs, gangs, crime and murder. Few travel companies started promoting ghetto experience, which was a highest form of insult to the communities where this tourism was promoted. The end result cannot be concluded by highlighting the negative aspects of slum tourism. However, another group of the intellectuals is of this faith that slum tourism can be considered as a case study for society development. The non-governmental organizations can contribute into so many aspects in the slum areas like education, entrepreneurship development, community development, projects of hygiene and sanitations, biogas projects, orphanage programs, and many more. The slum community can be benefited with so many community development projects. The tour operators are indulged into slum tourism business because of making money, but they claim that a small percentage of their profit is shared by the slum residents. Tour operators often commit that the money earned by them will be spent in the ongoing projects which are running purely for the sake of slum residents. They hire the local guides to interpret the area or sell the indigenous souvenirs made by them. The slum societies are suffering in ambivalence and inequality. It is the tourism which can help slums for a better future. Now the question arises that what is the real impact? When we go through the impact of tourism on slum areas, we get that in real terms it has much more to offer to the residents. The prime impacts which have been realized by many of the anthropologists are connectivity. The slums are supposed to be the least developed areas of any country and are less focused by the government in terms of amenities. Connectivity is the core area which can be emphasized by the tourism. Tourists visiting urban areas are considered as a no-go zone because such places are suffering from deficiencies in comparison to the rest of the cities, and the significance of such places lies in terms of its values, ethos and existence. The connectivity of two different cultures in terms of economic growth and opportunity for setting up a new venture can be analyzed as a positive impact. The case comes from Rio, where tourist inflow was welcomed for the betterment of the locals, facilitating cross-class encounters to a new extent. In first instance, such areas need to be ignored because very often it is informed to the visitors that there does not exist any such place. It is not a part of the city. Do not go there. As a place, it is not safe, and rumors goes like this. It is the tourism who can come forward to help in making connections. The brighter aspect of promoting slum tourism is that these tours provided employment opportunities and source of income for travel companies and tour guides, an opportunity for craft makers to sell their artifacts and thus retaining the profit and reinvesting the money to be circulated in their own community, and in the last, well-to-do tourists may motivate to donate generously for the upliftment of the residents of slums. Dear students, let us now summarize what we have discussed in this module. Tourism industry encompasses all those which have ability to attract tourists. In this connection, a new and emerging form of tourism called slum tourism came into existence. In India, this is a new phenomenon, but in other parts of the world, this concept was well prevailing by the name of township tourism, favela tourism, hidden tours, ghetto tourism, shanty township tourism, etc. The new concept created a lot of controversies in promoting slum tourism in India. The group of intellectuals stands in favor of it, while others stands completely rigid against it. But it is the stakeholders who have to think of its pros and cons. There are various reasons of promoting slum tourism in India, out of which curiosity, living pattern, volunteer, investment, entertainment, self-actualization, education are prominent. Slum tourism has many potential scopes for everyone like photographers, filmmakers, investors, non-governmental organizations, entertainers, educationalists, entrepreneurs, volunteers, and others who want to be associated in any of the mode. With these words, I sum up the module. Thank you.